Good afternoon, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today I'm in the forest, and it's one of my favorite forests that I haven't been to this particular section for quite some time, so I thought I would share the view with you, and I hope you enjoy it. And I, of course, also hope that you enjoy this video, which is about another Sanskrit term. This Sanskrit term is called Shraddha. Shraddha. Yet, we would be familiar with terms like truth, drive, faith, and purpose. And so there's no actual English translation of this word because it's quite an expansive term, but it does have two roots to the word. So Shraddha comes from these two Sanskrit roots, and the first one is Shrad, which means truth, heart, and faithfulness. So this is combined with the root da, and da means to direct one's mind toward. So imagine directing our minds towards truth, faithfulness, and heart, the heart. And you know that my website is Heart Health Brain Health, so there's no coincidence that I've come across this term, and I really love it. And this is also known as a ceremony for a deceased ancestor. So in a certain tradition, so let's say Hinduism, would use this Shraddha as a way to nourish, protect, and support someone who is deceased, their passage from the lower to the higher realms. So this is a very elaborate ceremony that many will go through. And it's interesting, again, this term is in Sanskrit, and you know that Hinduism and Buddhism both use Sanskrit, and Sanskrit was actually one of the traditional languages that was used for medicine too. So I thought this was a very handy term because I do believe that all of those things are combined and the same, that we would want truth and the heart in our medical care. We would want truth and the heart in our interactions with others, and this would mean living or deceased. So even though the tradition had used this term for a ritual, remember that this could be our daily ritual for ourselves to recognize this energy within ourselves. And this term actually in translation does also include faith in oneself. And then if we think about faith in oneself, if we are in a situation where we require some faith and we're building ourselves up or reminding ourselves about this inherent nature of courage that we have, that many people get a little shaky about over time, and through different not so easy times often, it's people will be tested, we'll say loosely. That's often what's said in society, that their faith was tested. And whether it is within oneself, or it's with God, or it's with the universe, or it's with nature, there is a faith. And this is a heart space that comes from this energy of this intentional idea of having Shraddha. So this whole combined term. Now I came across a Buddhist quote, which I really loved. And remember that we're looking at courage here too, right? So this courage to have faith in any steps that we take. So it could be any thoughts we're thinking. So having faith in, I believe this, and so I'm thinking this. And I have faith in my intention, my idea, my direction. Or in a loved one's health or life or direction, right? So this could be, again, someone who's very young or someone who's very old, and oftentimes parents will feel this towards their children, and children will feel it towards their often aging parents. And of course, it doesn't mean that any age is it's not good to apply Shraddha. And again, starting with the self. And this Buddhist quote that I came across, I thought was quite fitting for this video. And it says, "Love is nothing without action. Trust is nothing without proof. And sorry is nothing without change." And I think that's so true. So those are truths. And this would require some Shraddha, or maybe some contemplation time to actually reflect on these words. And you know that I'll put them at the bottom of this video in the YouTube channel. But at the same time, hopefully you will have grasped it just a little bit as I've been speaking about it, and recognize that this is something that we can all practice regularly. This is in thought, word, and action. That, again, these words are often used so loosely these days that we forget the depth of the meaning. And I like to come back to Sanskrit for depth of meaning. And I want to finish with one more Buddhist quote, and this is by Gautama Buddha, and it says, "The shallow is easy to embrace, but the profound is difficult. To discard the shallow and seek the profound is the way of a person of courage." I love that. And so today, I hope that you will discard the shallow and seek the profound, or feel the profound. You don't have to look for it, you just have to remember it. And this is what I wish for all of us. I wish you a fabulous day ahead reflecting on these ideas, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.